What's going on, everybody? Yeah, got my stuff set finally. What's going on, everybody? How are things? Hey, Greg, just saw your message. No worries, man. Take it easy. I'll be here for anywhere from an hour to two. So, what's up, Basie? How's it going, Karina? Good to see you. Let me put this in here. Put a little music in this thing. There we go. Dro, what's going on, man? Let me know if that music's too loud, guys. Sweet, thank you, Basie. I'm looking at my bit rate at the moment because it's a little low, it seems. Interesting. Sweet. Everything looks good. Well, I currently do not seem to be able to figure out my bitrate issue, so everything seems to be running pretty smoothly, so Karina, I'm doing good, thanks for asking. Yeah, it's not very cold over here at the moment, even though we're supposed to be on the tail end of winter. Okay, now that we got our traditional song out the way, we'll hit us a good old music playlist. And it's all copyright free, so I shouldn't be getting hit with any claims or strikes or anything. I'm still looking for my bitrate issue, but not that sure where I can find it. I'm struggling a little bit. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Anyone that's just joining, how's it going? Good to see you. Make another announcement that I'm live. Karina says, planning for more songs. Are you asking about reactions, or are you asking about songs to sing myself or with others? There we go. Karina, yes, I'm looking at some pretty cool possibilities in the very near future. Just not exactly sure when they will take place yet. I've got some projects that I would love to talk about, but I haven't signed any NDAs or anything, but I have been asked that, or I have not been asked, but some of these are like potentially huge projects that I may be able to participate in, and I don't want to get everyone's hopes up in the event that they don't happen. So, but yes, I do have some music projects planned this year. So, knock on wood, we'll I'm hoping to have these. I'm hoping to have some form of announcement to the community about anything that I participate in later this year. But I'm only going to be able to reveal however much I'm asked to not reveal, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, I'm excited for the projects I do have. I do have 2 big ones that I'm potentially participating in. And those are the ones I don't want to get everyone's hopes up about, but they are very possible. So, we'll see how it goes. Karina, are you from, what country did you say you were from? I don't remember. Hey everyone that's just joining, how's it going? Sama says, hey there, how's it going? Good to see you. Appreciate you coming by. Sweden, that's right, yes, I remember you telling me now. Yeah, I imagine it's really cold up there. I've heard some of the temperatures can get crazy high up, or crazy low up there in the winters. Isn't there a place in Sweden where there's only a few hours of daylight? Kind of like Alaska, I guess, on our side of the world. Pretty sure there is, but I don't know if it was Sweden or not. Salma, I'm doing good. Appreciate you asking. Appreciate you dropping by. It's just advertising in some more places. Yeah, that's true. Basically, I did. That's true. I should have hooked up my piano. That would have been smart. Callie just subscribed. Orlando, Florida, from is the home of voice play. Found you from Bobby Bass. Thank you for subscribing, Callie. Welcome to the Vocast. Glad to have you. Yeah, Bobby's he's talented, and it was a privilege to have him on the channel. So it's good to have you, Callie. Dro asked, "Do we expect anyone big on the next interview?" I've got I got some pretty big names lined up. I don't want to announce exactly who they are yet, but I do have some big names. I will give you a hint. One of them has participated in some work with the Bass Gang and has also had his hands in several different a cappella groups and other musical baskets over several years. And he's also... Yeah, that's the first one that I'm lining up an interview with. The second one, I'm working actively on trying to find a good time to meet with him. And this one we've been trying to work on for quite a while, and it's just not happened yet, unfortunately. But we're hoping to have this one done in the next couple of weeks. And after that, we will have collected all the Bass Gang Infinity Stones as far as having everyone on the podcast. So I've got 2 on the docket right now, and I'm working on getting more. I'm more southern. Sweden is tall and narrow. Imagine as from Vermont to Georgia, above the polar circle, cold and dark, but it's 1,000 kilometers. Holy cow, that's a really wide or really long country. His hands, so he's a nice guy. A guy who worked with Bass Gang. Nice. Also, guys, if you guys weren't aware that you do have the ability to super chat if you decide to do so. This is no means a requirement, but I was just curious. What am I talking about? There are options to super chat if you so choose to, and by no means is this required. I'm just that option is available to you if you decide to do that. It's either Colm or Jonathan. Actually, it's neither of those. But I do plan to try and get one or both of those on at some point as well. Basically, yes, I am working with Tommy on a good day in time. So yes, he is my final base gang Infinity Stone, for lack of better terms. He's the last one, and then I will have had all of them on at some point. Dro, to answer your question, yes. Let's see if I can perhaps fix the bit rate. What's up, Bard? How's it going, man? Under, I have auto ISO. Under, I have auto ISO. For anyone that's just joining, how's it going? How's it going? Good to see you. For anyone that's just joining, how's it going? How's it going? Good to see you. Doing well, just eating a late lunch and getting ready to do more schoolwork. I hear you, man. I don't miss school and I don't miss college. I'm glad I've got it over with. Let's see. Okay, cool. I'm just seeing how much time I had on my music. We got plenty of time. Guys, I'm going to make a quick run to the kitchen. I'm gonna grab my cup of water and I'm gonna see if I can grab me something to eat. It won't take but maybe about a minute or so. I will be right back. Ugh. I'm just knocking things all over the place. Alright, folks, we have returned. For anyone that's just joining, welcome, welcome. Liked your interview with Fairy Voice Ollie. She's good both as a singer and as an analyst. Yes, indeed, she is. She is a wealth of knowledge. And it was a true pleasure to have her on. Do I keep a pet bird? Yes, I do. He is a cockatiel. He is a little joker. He's been a little bit louder today than usual. Fairy Voice Mother was the first person I saw that could replicate Adam Rupp's harmonica on the first try. Yes. Yes. I noticed that too. Echo, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Doing fantastic. How about yourself? How are you recovering from your procedure? More that way. There we go.
No matter how big or small your business is, making your own ad on Spotify Ad Studio is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Let us know what you want your ad to say and pick out your music. We'll
Excuse the ads, folks.
At no extra cost. 2. Reach Spotify listeners based on their interests, demographics, music tastes, and more. 3. Set your budget, set your dates, and you're done. Try it today at adstudio.spotify.com or tap the banner to learn more.
Is your real name Drew? It sounds similar to mine, although no one pronounces my name right. No, mine's actually, my full first name is Andrew, but I go by Drew. So, somewhat, yes, it is. It's part of my real name. It's a nickname. Go. I'm about half awake. It's 5:30 where you are. Gosh, that's early. Recovering really well from surgery. It's been about 7 weeks, and I can walk without a frame and climb a couple of stairs in a row. Heck yeah! Good to hear. I appreciate you stopping in so early. Also, I appreciate your support on Patreon. I recognize your name easily. You're a pretty big contributor to the channel, and I can't thank you enough. Behind on my water today. And no worries, I'd like to contribute more because I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you. We'll start an appreciation war, I'm telling you. But seriously, I'm thankful for that. It allows me to do what I do, and it allows me to do it more often. If you do decide to contribute more, I'm working on plans to be able to contribute more in the future. So if there's anyone out there that's considering supporting the channel through Patreon, I'm working on creating some more detailed plans and some higher plans if anyone decides to go that high. So stick around for that if you're interested. Excuse me. PC's not actually working too hard to stream here, so that's not bad at all. Cool. Yo, Fernie, what's up, man? Good to see you. I'm in Australia on a disability pension, which means that I hit a safety net with my prescriptions where I don't have to pay anything for the rest of the year after about April. That's interesting. Where are you in the States? I'm actually in North Carolina, so I'm on the East Coast. pretty close to the mountains in North Carolina. I'm about, if you're familiar with the Blue Ridge or Blue Ridge Park or like Blue Ridge Mountains, I'm not far from the Blue Ridge Parkway. So if I wanted to go drive on the Blue Ridge Parkway, I could. It's within an hour or two's driving distance. Which means more money for things I want to spend money on. I appreciate that. That's a really nice gesture of you. Yes, Bard, East Coast gang. Although I don't live as close to the beaches here as I'd like to. I'm very much a beach guy. But yes, I enjoy it here. Might bump down the music a touch. There we go. Fraser's Ridge. Yeah, me too, Bard. I live, well, if I want to get to some mountains, I can go about 2.5 to 3 hours. But I think the shortest drive to the beach for me is about 3.25, 3.75 hours or so. Fraser's Ridge. Karina, have you ever been to the States? Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Karina, about Fraser's Ridge, because there is actually a Fraser's Ridge place in North Carolina. It's in the unincorporated township of Jefferson. It's way on out there in the mountains of North Carolina. But yeah. Ironically, I used to be very much into skiing, but I live in Victoria where much of the Australian snow is, so that worked out well. Yeah, and I'd say so. I've never been skiing. I've always wanted to give it a shot. It's a fictional place in the books Outlander. Okay, gotcha. I do think it's funny how you mentioned Fraser's Ridge, and we were talking about North Carolina, and I, out of curiosity, just typed in Fraser's Ridge, and the first search result I had was a place in North Carolina in the mountains. Yeah, there's a lot of mountainous stuff up there on that side of North Carolina. 2 to 3 hours of driving. That's completely across the Netherlands from one end to another. I didn't realize the Netherlands was as small of a country as it really is. What kind of music production software do you use? So I actually don't usually do most of the producing and post-production. I usually have others do that because typically it's not my... I wouldn't say it's not my cup of tea. It's just something that I'm dabbling in. I'm still far from experienced. So currently I use, or my recording software, I use Audacity, which is a free program. And for a free program, it's pretty complicated and pretty loaded with features. But just for a recording software, it works perfectly fine for me. And I intend to get a program like Pro Tools or others at some point. Currently, I'm not able to afford that, but I definitely want to get to a point to where I can do that, get a program like that. I can start to afford it. I can download it, and I can start getting lessons on producing my own music and mixing, mastering, etc. And then maybe I can start doing it myself. But for the time being, I have the recording software, and I do have a in-person contact that lives not far from me that can potentially do some mixing for me. So fingers crossed on my first project in the future. How is singing going for you? Looking forward to hearing you. It's in my opinion, it's going great. I'm working on a couple of projects. Working on lining up a couple of projects with some pretty cool people this year. And I'm hoping that they will get released this year, but they are pretty big projects, pretty ambitious, and right now they're in the very, very, very early stages. Just talks at the moment, but yeah, I'm hoping to do more of those co-projects in the future. As far as my own music, I'm working on picking out a song to cover. I've got several ideas, and then I may start bouncing them off of the community. I'm not 100% sure yet, but that's where I'm at as far as my own projects goes. I think it's more the other way, how huge the US is. Yeah, I mean, the US is a pretty large country. I mean, in the state that I'm in, basically, to give you an idea of how big or how long this state is that I'm in, is that you can literally, you can drive from one end of this, you can spend over 12 hours driving in the same state easily. And there are other states in the United States that you could spend, not that many, but there are states in the United States you could spend an entire day driving and still be in the same state. Okay, music's back. Been to Czech Republic, but not so far south as Tommy P. My husband was Danish, so I can talk with Casper in his language. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Good luck. You will kill it. Your first cover with Ernie was awesome. Man, I appreciate that. Those are very kind words, and it means a lot to me, especially with someone that has imposter syndrome. Jackson, cool that you're popping off. Good for you. I appreciate that. Jackson, your name sounds familiar. I don't remember where your name sounds familiar, but your name sounds familiar. That's just insane. A full day would cross 3 or 4 countries here. Yeah. The US can be pretty huge. Yeah. Yeah, driving across Texas is a very it's an interesting venture because you can spend almost an entire day driving and still be in the same state. So I'm lucky enough that where I take singing lessons, they also started having group lessons and using dolls and writing original material, which is new for me. That's cool. And just be like, make sure you write everything down that you can. That's some really useful material. Lord knows I need it. I might have to go through using dolls and pitch corrections and all that stuff soon. People really want to hear music from me and more work with me and other artists, so I'm gonna see what I can do about starting to learn the ins and outs of stuff like that. And thankfully I've gotten my foot in the door with some very knowledgeable people that can really push some good knowledge to me, so I'm excited. Yo, Jackson, that's right. I had a feeling that's where I knew you from. God, I can't place your face at the moment, but I know you. How's it going, man? Yeah, I remember those days too, and that was when I was super cringe. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, didn't know what I wanted to do. I just started doing things to be cool, I guess. But yeah, good to see you, man. Appreciate you stopping by. Acapella is something that I have a passion for, but more so like music as a whole. But I've kind of found myself in this portion of the music world because I'm knees deep in it, because I just love the fact that you can make music with just the human body or the human voice. And to me it's a true display of musical talent, because anybody can bang on an instrument or play an instrument, but to really push out music that sounds identical to other covers, or push out music that sounds like with instruments and other stuff, like making sounds with your body or your voice that sound like an instrument, takes talent, man. And I really enjoy stuff like that. In 4 to 5 hours, I'm in the middle of Denmark. Takes longer to my capital, Stockholm. So you're pretty far out there then. Doing something is the best way to get started, I think. Just anything. It's like staring at a blank page. Yeah, it is daunting. But I'm confident that I'll be able to do it at some point. Jackson Bennett, you've got, who were some of your friends? Just give me first names, because I'm almost positive I know who you are, but I'm trying to place your name and I can't at the moment. So, like, give me like maybe 3 or 4 first names of friends. I'm teaching guitar while I'm in law school. I'm making this Vocast thing work, my guy. Good for you. I appreciate that, man. Teaching guitar. What city are you teaching in? Yeah, the channel has really taken off from a point to where I didn't expect it to at all, but okay, yes, I know exactly who you are now after seeing those names. Dude, yes. Oh, so you're sticking close to home then, with Greensboro. Yeah, the channel just kind of took off, and I didn't expect it to really grow hardly at all, and I was it was a one-off thing I just decided to do. I just flew off the handle. That's not a appropriate response or choice of words. I just decided to do it one day, and it just really took off. People really started enjoying the content. I was really ambitious. I wanted to get some big names on here, just talk about music and stuff like that for an hour or 2 hours. That was the whole idea of the channel, and people seem to like that, and they want more. So here I am. Guys, I will be back in just a second. I'm gonna flip my air conditioner on. The weather here in North Carolina is no joke, because literally it was 45 degrees yesterday and now it's like 72. So I'm gonna have to turn my air conditioner back on. Give me one sec. Excuse the hair. The hair looks like really bad. Really like the way you format your videos. Reaction followed by analysis and the interview ones. Like that you have a unique formula. Appreciate that. Yeah, the format that I had before kind of followed the same format that everyone else has had. Or that everyone else had, and it was really, I mean it worked, but it was bog standard, and if I had continued to do it, it probably would have just made me like everyone else. That, and the fact that it doesn't really give people the ability to see my genuine reaction, and plus it doesn't give them the ability to listen to the music all the way through in my video. So I decided to do it that way to make things even easier. And it can be problematic sometimes, having a brain bubble. It can be problematic, the format that I have for my videos sometimes, because that first initial chunk where I don't pause, it plays the audio all the way through. It makes it more difficult for me to make videos that don't have copyright claims, but it's interesting. It's interesting because it's a good thing, but it's also occasionally a bad thing. But overall, as a whole, I enjoy it. We're glad you did take that decision. You give pleasure and knowledge of what you do. I appreciate that. I like to think I have a little bit of knowledge in this head of mine. Appreciate that, Bard. Yeah, 7 to 22 degrees overnight. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what it's like over here. Yeah, the weather here in North Carolina is North Carolina weather is no joke sometimes, man. But then again, I made a trip to Illinois one time, and the weather up there is no joke either because it was just turning to fall, if I remember correctly. No, 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 no. Yeah, yeah, it was fall. We had made a trip up to Illinois, and the temperatures were, it was literally, I believe, 82 degrees when we arrived in Illinois that day after getting off the plane. And then the next day, after we woke up from the hotel, it was 46, 45, somewhere in there. And that was the next day. That was less than, I would say that's a little bit less than 24 hours, that degree drop up there. So that was interesting. See, I have this stream set up, guys. So, and I do have what most people would consider a gaming PC. It's a pretty high-end PC. So, I do have the equipment. So, if anyone ever wanted to see me stream any video games, I do play once in a while whenever I'm not working and not at the gym and not spending time with my girlfriend. And so if people would like to see me stream some bigger games like Minecraft or anything like that, let me know. I might open up like a live stream service, like maybe I might do like Twitch or something, or I could even just stream on another channel where I just do gaming stuff once in a while. Let me know if you guys want to do or see that. You live in Melbourne, which is notorious for having all the seasons every day. Yeah, yeah. So you're familiar with what it's like then. Yeah, if people want to see me stream a video game or two once in a while, I might do that something maybe like once a week for an hour or two or three. Depends on what everyone wants. Definitely will consider it. I've got the equipment, I've got everything I need to do it. All I have to do is just do it. So if anyone wants to see me play anything like Minecraft or something like that, just let me know.
Shopify and get serious about selling.
You go and get it.
Oh, I thought I was talking to myself there. But heck yeah, it's time to take my business to the next level.
Start selling with Shopify to join the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. Shopify gives you complete control over your business and your brand. This is possibility powered by Shopify. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/Spotify. That's shopify.com/Spotify.
What instruments do you play apart from trombone? So, I pick around on the guitar a little bit. I'm not that good at it. I do play trombone. I don't actively play it all the time. I do pick it up every once in a while and play and just keep myself familiarized with the instrument and how it plays and the sounds it makes. But I don't really like actively play it all the time. Pick it up maybe like once a week, tinker around with it some. But I play guitar, a little bit of guitar. I play the trombone, yes. Something that people didn't actually know about me, but I actually did play drums for a few months. I had a full-size intermediate drum kit in my dorm upstairs when I was living with my parents. And but yeah, that's typically, I don't really play those anymore. I did have a electronic drum set that I did have for a while, but I couldn't justify having it because at that point in time I didn't have a use for it. And drums not being my forte, pun intended, I decided to sell them to my cousin who was using them more often, or who would use them more often because she's into music and stuff like that too. Sorry, I leave the gaming to my children. I do look at music instead. No worries. Yeah, music is the thing that it's my bear. I can teach you. I've been teaching guitar for 2 years. Shameless advertising. No worries, man. Hey, I might have to get up with you one day if you're not too far. What's up, Finn? Good to see you. Nice. I have an electric kit in my room at the moment. Yeah, electric kit's really cool, man. I just I wasn't good enough to justify, like, I didn't play him enough to justify having them, but it was fun while I did have them. Drums, that's cool. Electronic drums, yeah. If I had known they had electronic drums back when I was living with my parents, I would have been playing on them all the time. Learned a bit of standard drum kit and the Dombeck. I'm pretty sure that's a drum of some form. I'm pretty sure I've heard of it at some point. Not much, just listening to Octavism. Yeah. When are you not listening to Octavism? Yeah, Jackson, if you ever around King or anything, I can get up with you one day. I know some basic chords, and I'd kind of just learn by ear, but yeah, maybe one day if you're thinking about it, or if you're close by, maybe we'll see what we can line up. It's a mood thing. Happy, sad, and the yearning for Octavism. You're crazy. Brother asks what your voice type is. So I'm a bass baritone. And if he doesn't know, bass baritone is a title that's given to the male voice type that has range, but doesn't necessarily have the resonance or the, what's the word? It's more so for the male voice that has the range. So you can have the range of a baritone and a bass, but it's not necessarily, yeah, bass. It's more, in a way, it's an overpowered bass, but you also have to keep in mind that a bass baritone doesn't always have the lows, or doesn't always have the highs, like in the quality area. So I mean, although they may seem like the jack of all trades and can sing tenor, bass, and baritone, you just have to keep in mind that the quality isn't always there. See you later, Karina. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you coming by, and have a good evening. We'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Yeah, Aaron's a bassberry. A lot of people like to call me a low baritone, but bass baritone fits my voice better as a classification. Yeah, Aaron has an almost identical range to me. I have maybe a half step on the low end, but that's about it. I mean, my voice can be heavy sometimes, but it's not consistently heavy. See, plus I'm smack dab in the middle of the afternoon too, so this is usually when my voice is crapping out the most. A bass baritone is essentially a blending of the two, but it does get a little bit more complicated than that, because a bass baritone typically will have the range of a bass and a baritone, but they will not excel in projection of the low notes or high notes, and they will not excel in the quality field. We can fact check that, but that's what I've noticed in the classification. So while they have the range and can do both high and low, they can't do the highs 24/7, they can't do the lows 24/7, but they can do both, and they're not perfect at either one. They're not insanely good at either one. They're just good at everything. They are, in a way, a jack of all trades, but so rather than being a specific voice type who is really good at one thing, you have a voice type that is decent at three things. So you got highs, mids, and lows, compared to just like a bass singer who's really good with lows and struggles in the mids and highs, or struggles in the highs, or you have a tenor that struggles with the lows, if that makes any sense. Yeah, we all know you're an opera and octavism boy, Finn. Right, yeah, it's the specific weight in the high range. So like the range, people are like, people don't understand sometimes with like, how do these people have such wide ranges? Well, just because we have such a wide range doesn't necessarily mean we're the best in any one part of that range. Sure, we might be able to push out a G1 and it sound pretty, or G1. We might be able to push out a B1 and it sound really good, and we might also be able to push out a B4 and it sound really good. But that usually doesn't happen all the time. It's the weight, and it's the, it just really comes like, it's the weight, the timbre usually, and the extensive range. The extensive range is one of those, extensive chest range is one of those things that kind of sets a bass baritone apart from a bass or a baritone. I have a B1 every day up until about 11 a.m. But I do have a C2 every day. It just gets quieter. Peter has a good chest A4. Yes, he does. He's a very talented bass and bass baritone singer. In opera, Peter Barber is considered a bass baritone, but he's got a really good high range. Why did you decide to start this channel when you did? I'm curious. Were you just looking for something to do, or was it something you had been thinking about for a while and it was time? So I had been wanting to interact with people on YouTube. I've been wanting to, at some point, make YouTube my job, what supported me in life. And I wasn't up until this point, I wasn't sure of how to execute, because I had always wanted to do like stuff like something with gaming or something with music, or a lot of these more popular things that you see on YouTube. You've got gaming, music, and then those are some of the bigger parts of YouTube. And of course I wanted to get into it, but I didn't have a niche, or I didn't have the thing that made me special yet. So I had to think about it, and it hit me back in November when this channel was created. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Interview singers, songwriters, talk to them about music for 2 hours, let people listen to us talk about music for 2 hours, and it just kind of blew up from there. I mean, like, initially I had to start off with something a little more trending, I guess you could say, on YouTube space, as reactions and breakdowns, and just that way I could get my name out there a little bit. But that did work. It got my name out there. I started doing the interviews and such, and it kind of snowballed from there at first. But yeah, that's pretty much why I decided to. It was completely impromptu at that point. It was impromptu. It was a bit of a mix, really. The decision itself to do it right then and there was impromptu. Like, I made the decision. I was just like, you know what? To heck with it. I'm going to make a YouTube channel, and I'm going to start doing this. And then I made my first video that night, after having crafted the YouTube and all of the graphics and stuff for it. But the decision came from years of desire to do YouTube, but the decision was made last minute to actually make the channel, if that makes any sense. In my opinion, there's a middle part between bass and baritone as neither, but both at the same time. Somewhat correct, yes. But you just got to keep in mind that the things that we talked about earlier, mostly weight. The weight in our voices kind of bounces around a bunch. So one day we can have some really, really solid lows, and some days we have really, really solid highs. And the lows we could even bottom out several semitones above what our normal natural range is every day sometimes. And that could be our high day, that could be our low day. But as a general rule of thumb, a bass baritone is just they're very well versed, but they're not very good at, they're not incredible at highs, and they're not incredible at lows, but they're good at all of them, if that makes any sense. I don't consider myself that good, but as a rule of thumb for the classification. What is your favorite bass, as far as like who likes bass singers, or favorite classification of bass? Honestly, if I had to pick, like, if you would have asked me the same question 2 or 3 months ago, or even a few years ago, I probably would have told you a profundo, because you can just, with profundos, you can have them projecting low C's and, A's, G's even, projecting them in a choir setting, and then you could have everyone cut out, then they could project that low note. They could just fill an entire room with it. And I love the idea of having a stupid low voice, but now that I've come to accept my voice classification as a bass baritone, and realizing what my voice is truly capable of, knowing that I'm able to sing higher and lower than most people are able to, is just truly humbling to me. And really, if I have to say a favorite bass now, I have to say a bass bari, just due to the flexibility. So Sometimes the timing is just right. Yeah, you're exactly right. An operatic ally trained bass baritone is good at highs and lows and have that consistent range. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. They don't really specialize in any one. They're good at everything. Yeah, I'm classified as a bass, but I don't have the range all the way down. I do have a heavy voice relative to the pitch. Yes, that's why you're a bass bard. I have a D2. Yeah, me too. You might have already heard it in my talking voice, but... I have a DS2. A bass is supposed to usually have an E2 that can be used for choir. Yeah, that's pretty much the same. Yeah, that was a really easy E2 for me. Whoa. Yep. How did you get into acapella specifically? It's pretty niche, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, acapella is pretty niche. It's pretty niche, but it's making it's coming. I mean, it's coming up. So acapella is just, I got into it because I thought it was totally fascinating to me that there's no instruments, and every sound in the entire recording in acapella is made by the human voice or human body. And it truly baffles me that covers of popular music can be made with the human voice, and a lot of the instruments, sounds, and voices that are used in acapella can sound so close to the original that if you didn't know the original at all and you just listened to that, you would be like, there's definitely instruments in there. You know, that's why I'm fascinated by acapella, and that's why I've kind of sort of found myself in this portion of the music industry, because it's just so cool. It's such a display of talent, if you ask me. I'm going to head off, but I might be back here after I've eaten. Thank you for spending time with us. Likewise, thanks for stopping in. If you're still on, I did set aside 2 hours for this live stream, but we'll see where we're at in once the 2 hour window has hit, and we'll go from there. But thanks for stopping in, Echo. Hope to see you again soon. If you don't stop back by before we cut off, I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next video, man. Appreciate it. For those wondering, not an over-the-choir E2. Most profundos don't even have that. E2 can be heard with a good-sized bass section. Yeah, you're right. Acapella is my favorite kind of music, whether that be choral or a group like PTX. Yeah, I mean, I love all music. It's hard for me to pick out a specific genre that's my favorite, but if I had to say that there's any one like genre that I'm fascinated by, I'd definitely say acapella. Yeah, as far as like projecting, I can project a C2 up until about, I'd say around 11 or like, I'd say maybe 12 or 1 o'clock during the day. And after that, I still have the audible C2, but it's not projectable after, or like in the afternoon. The thickness comes back in the evenings for me a little bit, but yeah, yeah, that's right, Finn. Yeah. I have a similar characteristic in my lower range. Right now I'm just bottoming out at a D flat C sharp 2 when in my speaking voice, but it's a little bit worse than typical because I normally have a C2 all day, but today's seems to be a little bit more of a rough day as far as my voice goes. Sorry guys, I've been neglecting my water intake. Yeah, Jackson. I mean, I'm behind on my water today, man. I didn't sleep that good last night, so I got out of bed and I just started doing stuff. Especially like if I'm singing as much as I do. Yeah, I need to take in water. I'm a little behind today. 3-gallon jug intensifies. Yeah. Yeah. My family picks on me sometimes because I'm carrying around a gallon water jug. And today I'm drinking out of like my 30-ounce like tumbler or something. I don't actually know if it's 30 ounces, but it's somewhere close. It might be like 24 or 28 or something. I have no idea. Wait, do you actually have a 3-gallon jug, Bard? Who's my favorite singer? Oh gosh, that's a tough one. Might have to break it into different like categories of singer. As far as like favorite male singers of all time, I'd probably have to say Charlie Puth. He's probably my like favorite. But Jeff Castellucci is also up there. He's one of my favorite singers of all time. He's got a very flexible voice considering the fact that he's a low bass. Man, that's a very complicated question. I'd have to say Charlie Puth, Jeff Castellucci. Peter Hollins is another one. He's truly got a very flexible voice. He can pretty much do anything. Let's see who else. If any of you fancy country music, I really like Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen, and there's so many other great singers in country music. There's also some amazing singers in gospel and Christian music as well. But as like, if I had to pick favorites, I'd say Charlie Puth is probably my number one favorite. Oh, I didn't cover female voices. Shoot. I'd have to say that one of my favorite female singers of all time would have to be Lauren Paley. She's got a very flexible voice. Very, very flexible voice. Lauren Paley, Mariah Carey. Well, I'm not going to say Mariah Carey. I'd have to say, like, I really like Billie Eilish's voice. I don't really listen to her music that much, but I would have to say that I really like her voice. So Lauren Paley, Billie Eilish. Who else? Yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment. There's a female voice out there. I keep forgetting her name, but she's the one that that could do the 7th octave notes and did a recorded 7th octave note. I don't remember her name off the top of my head. Morgan Wallen said that one word though. Yeah, Morgan Wallen's good. He's among my favorites in country music. Another country music voice that I really like, Josh Turner. No, I mean, yeah, he did say that one time, but I will say that he did come out and publicly apologize for that. And plus, I don't believe that it was meant in the same context that it was taken. So, I mean, I'm one of those people that, regardless of what someone's beliefs are, regardless of what someone says, I don't support people because of what they say or do in their personal lives. I support musicians that make good music. Unless and that doesn't apply as a whole for me across the board, but as a general rule of thumb, like, even if they live a life that I don't agree with, or if they say things that I don't agree with, I just don't involve myself with them on that level, and rather I just involve myself in their musical content. Now, there perhaps may have been some cases in the past where I've liked music from people that have just been very bad people as a whole, but as a general rule for me, I support people's musical content regardless of what they say or do in their personal lives. How do you rock the stash so well? Dude, I don't feel like I rock it that well. But honestly, I just trim it. I trim it daily. Finn, we're talking about a country singer called Morgan Wallen. There was a video that he was in that went viral on social media and went all across the world within minutes after the video was posted of him. And the video was of him when he was intoxicated and he said the N-word, and it blew up in his face. And you know, it, of course, like, I'm not gonna get into this because I don't get into discussions like that on this channel. I avoid politics, I avoid controversial topics. I just talk music and music only. But this is one time where I'm only going to talk about it very briefly. Morgan said the word and he came out and publicly apologized. So, yes, that's who Morgan Wallen is, and that's who the story is. My personal opinion, he apologized. I think we should move on. Like, if people are upset about him saying it that one time, then I think they just need to understand that he apologized, and I think they need to move on. Says, yeah, I hate when people say the N-word in their sound or their music and they're clearly white. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but I will say that that's a very spicy topic. Yeah, there's a specific musician who's a great musician, but I despise him as a person. I won't say who because I'll get hate. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to, like, you don't have to like somebody to enjoy their music. You don't have to agree with what they say to enjoy their music or listen to their voice or support them in that way. There's no reason, in my personal opinion, there's no reason to hate on or, there's no reason to hate on other people just because you don't like what they have to say or don't like how they live, etc. If you like their music, support their music and their music only. Like, even if there's nothing about them that you don't like whatsoever except their music, still support their music, for crying out loud. I mean, if you think about it, like, you don't have to agree with things that people say. You don't have to love what they do with their lives. It's their life. Let them live it how they want to live it. If you want to be a part of their life in supporting their music because you enjoy their music, then do that. If you don't, then don't. Right? So, like, if you're going to support somebody, do it. If you're going to just support something specific that someone does, do it. If you're not, don't. Yeah, Finn, everyone deserves a second chance, especially if like what they said was, or said or did was something that was, it came across wrong, it was an accident, you know, etc. Can't wait to have my facial hair grow out again once I've graduated. I wish I could grow a stash. Man, yo, I wish I could grow a beard, but I can't. I cannot grow a full beard. It's very patchy. Oh, mustache. It's jet black. It's probably like one of those like 80s or 90s cop mustaches. And Bard has a red beard. I have no beard. My beard has no color. That's unfortunate. Mine's like dirty blonde, kind of like the color of my hair. There's some people like Most Critical. Let's see, like Most Critical. He was talking about a singer he used to like who turned out to be a P word and did horrible things to kids. People like that get no second chance. That makes sense. Like, and it's like I said before, there are exceptions, but as a general rule of thumb, like, support people's music if you like it. If you don't, then don't. Unless it's something just egregious, in my personal opinion. He looks like fish wire dipped into tar. That's funny. Lord barred you a baby face, man. What? Finn? Well, I mean, yeah, dogs can do that, but I guess it's just interesting that because they don't have a concept of music. Finn, I think you need to go lay down and take a nap or something. Yeah, I'd say you do need to touch grass. Feel the warm sunshine on your face. But then again, if you walk outside, it's likely that you will blind a lot of people. Did you know if a dog hits you, you are legally allowed to hit him back? Finn, no hard feelings, brother. I just had to. I had to. You're in law school. Good luck with that, man. Good luck with that, man. It's not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. Respect to the people that can. I'll go eating pickles and Cheerios to drown my sorrows. Okay, you do you, brother. You do you, man. That, to me, that doesn't sound like a good time, but to someone else, it could be somebody's good time. Funny thing is, I have almost no sense of smell, so when I mix things, I taste them separately almost. That's interesting. Very interesting indeed. Fair enough. Dude, ramen is so good. Whoever started, like, whoever invented ramen noodles just deserves the world. Like, genuinely. They are great. Like, if you take the extra 5 minutes to boil some water and cook them in there too, it's good stuff. Yeah, I think so, Jackson. Fan. Man, ramen is so good. If I could live off of just ramen noodles. That and like just a touch of sriracha and cheese. I put cheese in my ramen, yes. Cheese ramen. Yes, Finn, you've never had cheese in your ramen? Bro, you are missing out. Well, you can ask me if I want to fight, but you'll lose. So I know you will fight me, but you'll lose when you fight me. So you can keep on dreaming if you think you're gonna win. I mean, look at these weapons. No, my arms should be considered licensed weapons. Oh, body's a weapon. I'm also 155 pounds. Yeah, I'm not that far from you. Oh, so you're actually taller than me, Finn. I'm 5'11".
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning outside Knoxville, Tennessee.
Inspired by true events.
Check it out. It's drugs, I think. Something got into it.
The bear. It did cocaine. A bear did cocaine. We should go.
Oh, God. What's wrong with that bear?
Cocaine Bear. Rated R. In theaters now.
I might have to mute that audio. Y'all crazy. It's still hot in here, and I've had my AC running for like close to an hour. Yeah, Bard, that's a good point. Peter's he sings opera, and he's a pretty stocky individual. Like, he lifts and trains all the time. Finn. Lord help. Jackson, you might take Peter on the court, but you might not, like, you probably wouldn't win against him in a fight. He's a stocky guy. He's a regular lifter. Jackson, you could take just about anybody's ankles on the court. No, I don't. If I were to speculate on like his muscle mass, I'd say, I mean, he's a fairly lean individual from what I've seen, so he's probably like, I don't know. He's probably, I mean, he's got a pretty good muscle mass ratio. I don't think he's 200, but he's got pretty good lean muscle mass. No, I don't know how old Glenn is. 50s, 60s maybe? I'm really not sure. What are you face palming me for? That's not nice. Yeah, he could be in the 70s too. I'm really not sure. I know he's older though. So an update, guys. It's currently 2:48 p.m. in the afternoon for me, so I think I'm gonna call this stream at 3 o'clock like I originally thought I was. So we'll call the stream at 3 o'clock. So that's Finn, that's Glenn Miller. So if I were to guess, I'd say he's in his late 60s, early 70s. That's a unknown talent of mine, is making educated guesses on people's age. Like if people ask me like, how old do you think I am, and I tell them, I'm usually right or close. Well, if he's 72, that would make sense based off of the picture. I don't think I remember how old you are. Like 19? No. You're younger than that. You're 18, I think. Right? You're between 17 and 20. You're wrong with me, but you heard my voice before, so you saw my face. Yeah. I'm gonna start calling you Babyface Bard. You look very young. You look younger than you are. Jeez, the jawline. Hello. Yeah, you're between 17 and 21. Yeah, I'd say you look around, Bard, you look around probably 16, 17. Oh, wait, yeah, that's right, Finn. You were younger. I was thinking of someone else. Yeah, you're a really tall 15-year-old. You got some freakish genetics. Fernie, stop it. Don't ever change. Do not ever change. We got about 8 more minutes on the stream, guys. Finn, you've been cooking that ramen for like the last 10 to 15 minutes. You making it in a microwave or you boiling it? Excuse me. Or you can make soft noodles in the microwave. Just put it in there for another minute. Or you can boil it like an extra couple of minutes longer. Like, yeah. But, I don't know. For me, it seems like boiling like noodles doesn't take very long. Duckins likes dry noodles. Do with that info as you wish. Oh boy. This will be fun. I'm gonna have to give him a hard time for that. He's probably not gonna like that. It was said on a stream, but I'm willing to bet that it's this is gonna be I'm willing to bet this is gonna be fun. I know he will fight me. I know he will fight me. Y'all are crazy. Cram some more water down my throat. Kind of surprised Duckins isn't here watching with us. Then again, he is definitely a card and lives his own life. He lives his life a quarter mile at a time. Lord, y'all crazy. I bet it does smell good. There's no need to make a boy jealous. Finn, I'm gonna stop you right there, brother. Just stop. Just stop. 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 Finn, stop. Lord have mercy. For those that haven't tried it, sriracha sauce, just a little bit of it goes a long way in ramen noodles. It's really good. All right, folks. Well, we are coming up close. We're coming up on the end of the live stream. So I just wanted to say thank y'all so much for tuning in today. It's been a pleasure having you. It's been a pleasure doing it. We've come a long way as a channel, and we've got some huge things planned. I've got some huge plans thinged. We've got huge things planned for the channel in the future. So stay tuned. I've got some singers coming on, songwriters coming on, and I've even got some instrument players coming on soon as well. And in the meantime, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing more reactions, vocal breakdowns, music breakdowns, etc. And as always, I love you. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you in the next one. Oh, we got something in here before we jump off of here. Bandura, never heard of it. Russian folk music. What job do you do as a day job? So I used to be a 911 dispatcher. So I used to answer emergency calls for 4 years. Before that, I just had regular day jobs. Currently, I do some financial work for a place close to where I live at home. I work from home. But yeah, guys, it's been so much fun. I love you. Take care of yourselves. We will see you in the next one. Bye.